What's up, NASCAR 15 fans? David Land here, bringing you the third race of the NASCAR 15 Chase. You may notice that the car looks a little bit different. That's because we picked up some sponsorship from Valvoline, who decided to take over for errands for a little bit extra dinero. Now, unfortunately, when I chose this sponsor, it said, oh yeah, this is going to be the Valvoline Next Gen logo. But you'll notice they just gave me a regular Valvoline logo. So it was kind of difficult to work the Valvoline aesthetic into the scheme, but I managed to do it, so that's all good. Driver standings wise, we're 7th in the overall points, but we did win the first race of the chase in Chicagoland, so that would make me assume that we will make it to the next round regardless of what happens here at Dover. But we've got a decent lead on the rest of the field right now in terms of the chase, so I don't really have to worry about it too much. But again, it'd be really great if we could have a great race here at Dover. So let's take a look at the starting lineup and get this race underway. So the starting lineup: Ryan Newman is on the pole from Denny Hamlin. Down through the rest of the grid, you can see some of the chasers that we are going to be racing. The points leader, Jimmie Johnson, running in 15th. Where are we? Well, we're 10 positions behind Jimmie Johnson in 25th. I actually probably could have qualified higher in this race, but unfortunately, I crashed with Kevin Harvick during qualifying, and that eliminated me from the rest, from easy for me to say, participating in the rest of qualifying. Down through the rest of the field, you can see that Josh Wise will be bringing up the rear. So, it's Dover, it's 80 laps. Let's send it over to Daryl Mike to get us started.
Welcome to Dover, Delaware, and the Monster Mile for today's coverage of the AAA 400. I'm Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip.
Mike, this place is concrete, and that's what makes it so tough. It's different. They got a mascot here. His name is Miles the Monster. And old Miles will reach out and grab you. The concrete canyons here. I like this racetrack, but it's one of the most difficult.
You drive up out of the corner and then drive down into the next corner. It's 400 miles of fury, and the car is never level on this racetrack, except when it's on pit road. Let's find out who can tame the monster today.
Alright, so here we go, ready to race at Dover, Delaware. We're mid-pack, which is one of those things that makes me very, very worried. Well, here we go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls!
And we're underway here at Dover. The top line does not get a very good run here into turn number 1. We're going to sneak down in there. Hopefully not lose it here off of turn 2. Very close to Greg Biffle and Tony Stewart. But we managed to hang on to it underneath Helio Castro Neves in his first Dover race. As we what a save.
Coming low.
What a, oh, that's not going to be safe.
You're outside.
Oh, maybe it will be.
Yo is out. Going to caution. Going to caution.
Oh, there's a car upside down over there. Okay. Somebody got upside down. Not sure who it was. Oh, it was Dale Jr. Jeez Louise, look at that crash. Alright, into the pits we go. Repairs, tires, fuel, and we're going to get back out there and try to drive a little bit more carefully. Funny, I know. Alright, we're restarting in the last position, and I'm going to change strategy. I am going to drive extremely cautiously here at the back. I'm not going to try to pass anybody, even when there's wheel spin, because I know there's going to be wheel spin, so we're going to get a little bit of a slow start off the line. That's intentional. It's because I know they're going to kind of stack up here a little bit, and indeed they do, so we're just going to lift off a little bit and just kind of follow them in nice and cautiously. I'm going to work on maintaining the tires over this stint, not damaging the car. I think we'd be in good shape if we just drive nice and easy. Save the car for the rest of the race. And know that, well, there they go. The AI didn't save the car, clearly. And they're wrecking a lot. Well, there's Austin Dillon in the first of what I think is going to be a lot of wall glitches today. And then a crash further back between Jeb Burton and Brad Keselowski. Alright, So we're restarting in the 33rd position. Not exactly where I want to be honest with you. But we're just going to have to make do with what we've got here.
Keep it steady.
As the green flag is out. We're underway, and everybody going very slow. I'm just going to be very, very cautious on this restart.
Looking high. Closing up top.
Just let them do their thing. Try to let them do their thing. And I managed to save it. Now, I could have just spun that car out, but again, it's about keeping everything together here, keeping the car fresh for the end of the race, and the fuel tank nice and full. Because again, this strategy is only going to work if the car is in good shape for the end, and we stay green. That is going to be the important part. Again, I think the rest of the field is going to try to tear each other up in these packs that they run in. And if I can just avoid that nonsense to the first pit stop at least, we can start really picking them off as the field gets spread out. But right now, the way things are running,
Nobody's going to make it easy for us today, buddy.
you just need to be nice and cautious getting up through the pack. Lifting nice and early, bringing the car down into turn number 3 once again. Kind of riding up in the center of the groove. Now up next to the wall, almost scraping it. A little bit of brake there. Get her down into the corner. Just kind of following Jeb Burton, not needing to go up there and race him real hard. Now it's going to be a miracle if the AI can get through this run without wall glitching themselves. Because as you can see, they're trying to run 4 wide. They're running 3 wide right now. Now they've gotten 4 wide, and they just missed it. And I'm pretty sure somebody almost got wall glitched, but somehow managed to avoid it. See, we're driving too fast there. We just heard a full second made up on the driver in front. That's not what we really want to be doing. What we want to be doing is just kind of following, hanging on to the back of the pack, but not actually racing with the pack, because silly things are going to happen. Again, we're managing tire wear right now. 5 wide. Oh, Lord, that's 5 wide. Real quick, it was 5 wide, and now it no longer is. It's
7 seconds ahead to the lead car.
no bueno. We're about to get up behind Josh Wise here. Kind of get on the brake just a little bit. Right in the center lane. Save the tires a little bit. Hard off of the throttle. Onto the main straightaway. And on the brakes. And it looks like almost we could start passing people, but I'm not entirely confident just yet. Unless I can get a really amazing run here on Jeb Burton. I guess we will. We'll pass Jeb Burton.
Right's clear.
So patience is the key right now. Patience is a virtue.
Car approaching
And
low.
as the car moves up the track a little bit,
Seconds.
so I guess coming in underneath Jeb Burton like that didn't quite work out the way I would have hoped.
Clear left side. Let's go to work
And
now,
I'm going
buddy.
to
Come
continue
on.
to run the center lane off the corner. Car got a little squirrely there, but obviously that's to be expected as the tires really start to wear out now. But also the cars in front are nice and spread out, starting to get that way. But again, we've got over a half a tank of fuel to go, so we just want to wait until everybody starts coming into the pits. That's
You
when
gained
things are
3/10
really
on
going
the
to
car
start
ahead.
becoming nice and easy for us. Not easy, but give us positions on the cheap, and then we can start really running hard, or trying to run hard, and start really passing people. Because again, I just don't want to be associated with the pack, because as you can see, there's guys slowing down up there, and they all stacked up. And there's a big gaggle of cars up there. If I had gone hard
There's a 9-second gap
and
to the
passed all
leader.
these guys, I'd be right up in that mess. And you just can't slow down in one of these packs on these shorter tracks, because there's just nowhere to go when the field is about to run over you. The AI don't seem to have a lot of brains for cars slowing down in front of them, so that creates very unfortunate situations when you're in a pack race and you have to slow down and the rest of the field just decides, I don't want to slow down. So as we get around turn number 4 once again, we're still just hanging on the back of the field, right where we need to be. Just a little bit of a lift there in the center of the corner. punch her off the corner, right up next to the wall, down the back straightaway. Just tap the brakes just a little bit, get her down in there. Through the center of the corner. Nice and easy off. Tap the brakes a little bit more. I'm still not confident getting up into this pack here.
We can do this.
Because look how they're kind of stacking up just a little bit there as Jeb Burton kind of swings up behind Michael McDowell. Guess we'll get up here to Bobby Labonte, see if we can get him. Whoa, there you go. See? That's what we tried to avoid. And the one time I decided to go for it, everybody else decided to stack up and go slow. So that's a bit annoying. It looks like I'll have to take some tape off of the grill for this next pit stop as the car's starting to run a bit hot. And here we go, pit stops are beginning to occur.
Clear left.
At least that's what the spotter said, but I don't see any pit stops happening. But it's nice to see the field is spread out. So now it's time to go a little bit.
Left
We can
side's
start
clear.
taking a little bit of chances here, trying to pass these guys, as this time we got some cars coming down into the pits.
You're doing
Labonte
it
and
today.
Jeb Burton, along with Michael Annette. Looks like those are the only cars coming into the pits. The car slid off of turn number 4. Not quite what I want to be doing, but certainly once we get out of the pits, things are going to go quite a bit better for us. And how many of the leaders are coming in this time? Looks like some of the guys from the mid-pack. Yeah, quite a few cars this time around coming off into the pits. So
Nice
driving
pass.
nice and cautiously. The spotter is impressed with me passing cars in
Car
the
in front's
pits,
heading to the pit.
which is a bit embarrassing. Jeff Gordon has taken the lead from Brian Vickers. One of the first lead changes we've seen today on track as we scrape the wall off of turn number 2. And there goes the Doji Doge into the pits. So that will give us a nice clear track as we pass a lot
Good
more
job.
cars in the pits.
Really good.
Move
Come on,
up to
man.
19th place and lap some of the back markers, including, it looks like Danica Patrick we will get around. Yes, indeed. Bye Danica. And now the
Put her on the
cars
left.
ahead of us pitted, or are pitting. And now we're going to move up quite a bit,
Like we said
quite
today,
a ways
nice
in the
and smooth.
field.
Stay
Probably
focused.
not all the way to the front, up to 9th.
You look like you're down on power. Engine must have overheated.
And now we're getting the whiny spotter
Closing on the bottom. We're on the
whining
inside.
about the engine.
Go high.
But honestly, I don't
Clear
really
left.
want more horsepower right now because of the way the tires are. They're wearing them out. But that's what we're trying to do. That's the whole strategy of this run, is to keep the car on the track as long as possible.
Car approaching your rear.
Especially if there's some sort of
Car approaching
yellow
high.
or some sort of problem.
The engine's damaged. We're down on power.
Okie dokie. Thanks for that update, spotter. I appreciate that. And right down here in turn number 2, or turn number 3. Yes, technically it's the second corner on the
Nicely
track,
done, man.
but whatever. Kane is the leader, and we're in second. We're passing
Car
all
inside,
these
just
guys
looking.
coming out of the pits, and indeed
coming low.
lapping these guys coming out of the
He's
pits.
coming on the inside.
You know, we can't
Car
compete with them
closing
on
on the
fresh tires
inside.
for sure.
He's charging.
As you can see, as
Man, thing just got a
what
lot
the
tougher.
heck was
engine's
that,
down
David Reagan?
horsepower.
What the heck was that?
Check your inside.
And Allgaier gets up into the wall, and that's possibly
right
going to
side.
bring out a yellow. No, it won't. We're going to take the
Got
lead
a car closing on your
away
outside.
from Casey Kane.
Go up top.
And we get split 3 wide
Car
there.
inside,
Matt
trying to get to
Kansas
your
with
corner.
a very
Right
aggressive
side's clear.
move down to the inside. And we are going to have to get down into the pits at some point, which is going to be
The engine's overheated. Looks like
interesting,
we're down
to
on
say the
horsepower.
least. We bounce off the wall just a little bit, let everybody to the inside, or at least a couple
Okay, let's
cars
use
to
that
the
clean
inside.
air. Keep digging. Car up top.
We
Just
don't want to
looking.
blow it up, so we got to be
Bunch of
careful. I
mirrors
did
coming
blow
up
up the
fast.
car at Richmond. So we're going to go one more lap
Car
here.
up top. 2 back.
And
Car
hopefully not
outside.
blow her up.
Trying to get to your corner.
And we'll pull off into the
Car
pits
approaching low. Save your fuel, buddy. I can't say this enough. Save, save, save.
and get some fresh tires.
Go down low. Okay, this lap. Coming this time. The motor's got a problem. Just race the best you can, buddy.
Everybody's going underneath. That's
Watch your
fine.
inside. Closing up top.
Get everybody through.
Clear low.
Nice and easy down into the pits.
Stay low.
That's all we need to do. Nice and easy, nice and easy.
Don't forget, there's a speed limit on pit road.
All right, this is going to be a long stop. 4 tires, fuel, and taking tape off the grill. Generally, that does take a while. Just waiting on the service to be done. It'll be interesting to see where we cycle out once everything cycles around. Edwards picked up the lead when we came into the pits, and I would assume all these cars are passing me for position.
I think we've got a problem, buddy. Motor looks like it's down on power. Come on, buddy.
Thanks,
We're gonna work
bud.
for that money.
You know, I took all the tape off the grill, so we're just gonna have to see what happens once we get her out in clean air here. Oh yeah, the car is definitely down on horsepower for sure. It's definitely not accelerating
Your car's a mess, man. All bent up.
the way it used to. I'm a little bit concerned about well, it may end up blowing up anyway.
That's what happens when you run too hard. The motor's damaged.
Wow, are we really just gonna have this thing blow up? That's gonna suck. This, I took a bunch of tape off the grill, and there we go. We're starting to see it go down. If I lift off the throttle, it definitely goes down. So we're getting there. There we go. We're just going to lift off
The
a
full second you made up on the
ton
driver
in the
front. Way to
corners.
go, buddy.
Bring the throttle back to it.
The engine's overheated. Looks like we're down on horsepower.
Yeah, thanks, man. Then all the way off the throttle into the corner. We're out of the deep red, so that's good, I suppose. Guess we're going to save a lot of fuel with this horsepower disadvantage, so I'm going to clutch it all the way through the first and second corner. Just try to get that temperature down. Well, this isn't really what I had in mind when I thought I was going to do this strategy and be real clever, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles.
The engine's damaged. We're down on power.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate the concern, but I'm doing all I can. Doing all I can. There's only so much you can do. So we get on the throttle once again, and now the engine's starting to cool off. I can notice that red
From up here, the car looks like toast.
logo is going down, but obviously the spotter seems to think he knows better than my gauge does, so good for him, I suppose.
Gotta just be smooth, calm. 10-4.
Not really sure what else I can really do to get that temperature down, because the engine is definitely getting more and more damaged as we go along here. This is a conundrum, because I clearly did not take enough tape off of the grill. I went from, I think, 66, or I went from 70 to 55, but apparently that wasn't enough for the game, because we're just still running very hot. It continues to damage the engine. I'm just not really sure what else I can do. I do notice that temperature's just gradually starting to go down, so that's encouraging me a little bit as Carl Edwards really starts to close in here. As we're just about to make it to halfway. Now the engine temp goes back up, so I'm just going to lift off, lift and coast into the corners all the way around, and there it's starting to go down a little bit more. We're just going to have to baby at this run for sure. There's literally nothing else I can really do outside just baby the car around the track, which is unfortunate because I feel like we could really
pretty bad there, man.
go much faster. But
Inside's clear.
it's just going to be it is what it is right now.
Just let him by. Cover your outside.
Well, I'm not just going to let
Watch
him
your
by,
outside.
but we can certainly. Oh, okay.
Come on. Come on.
Thanks, Edwards.
You're a
Appreciate
lap
that.
down. Clear it
Okay,
out
so we
low.
lost a lap. But there are already cars peeling off into the pit lane. So that's a good thing, because it means we're starting to make up our stop
Car in front's heading to the pit.
and possibly have a full lap or a full pit stop above everybody else, which would be a good thing.
Come on,
Again,
you
just
gotta
have to
be
lift
smooth and
off
calm.
as
10-4.
much as possible. Keep that engine temperature down. We
Lights
know
all
what
clear,
happened
bud.
at Richmond, so we don't want to do that again. So again, another lift as Carl Edwards comes into the pits. We gain our lap back.
Car up top, 3 back.
So that will help things
Let him go on around, buddy.
out a little bit
He's
as
right on you.
Vickers is going to come up behind me. Of course, now he is the sole owner of
On the
the
bottom, 3 back.
Aaron sponsorship.
Hold your position. Put it on the
as
left.
we parted ways with Aaron's. There's Gordon moving to the outside. More cars peeling off into the pits.
Clear high.
And our temperature is starting to go down, so that is a good thing.
That's it, dude. Every position
It's helping
is more
with my
points.
confidence, at least,
Put it on the high side.
and that we will actually make it to the end
Car
of
in
this
front's
race.
heading to the pit.
So lots and lots of
looks
pit
bad
stops
from here.
happening, as we've got over half the race to go, or less than half the race to go. But now things are starting to become more clear in which
Doing an
way
awesome job today,
they're
buddy.
going to end up going. And we move all the way up into 19th place and actually lap Carl Edwards again. So that's good. Carl Edwards, we have a lap on him in case it does go yellow. So we maintain, or we're about to retake the lead lap from Jeff Gordon. So back on the lead lap we go. And that's important. It was important anyway to be where we were because we had gone to the
Top 10.
lucky
That's
dog
it. Keep
spot.
working.
But now this is even more advantageous because not only are we in the lucky dog spot, but we're in the well, we're not in the lucky dog spot anymore. We're on the lead lap and in 10th place. So were the yellow to come out, we'd be in even better shape. But again, I'm going to have to strip even more tape off the grill for this next pit stop. And we're just going to have to deal with the consequences of the engine temp so far. In fact, I may
Watch your
take it
rear.
just all off of the grill for this
Clear now.
next stop and just kind of, you know, take my lumps on the aerodynamic benefits of having
Man,
a lot
you
of
really
tape on
trashed
the
that
grill.
car. We're going to need some stuff here.
And there's the spotter still whining about the engine temp, but we've definitely managed it much
Car up
better
top, just
on
looking.
this run.
Closing up top.
As Edwards tries to go to the outside again. Dude, it didn't work
That
the
car
last time.
closing
Why
on
did
your
you try it
outside.
again? And Casey Kane is in the pit, so we're actually going to
Clear on
take
the
the lead
outside.
here in just a second. As we're still 18 seconds ahead of the second place car, which is Martin Truex, or will be the second place car once we
Closing on the bottom.
all pass Kane
Car
by.
approaching low.
And there goes Edwards. Now see,
Clear on the low
Carl,
side.
that's how it's done right there. Nice, simple pass, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. So he'll probably end up lapping us again once we come into the pits. But it's possible that we could actually make it to the end on one more stop. We're going to have to wait and see how this is all going to play out and how many more laps I can last out here on the track.
We having fun out there?
Well, we're trying. Only Edwards is on the lead lap along with us. Obviously, he's right ahead of us. So again, this is good stuff right now. And the car is actually so down on horsepower that's actually, I think, helping my lap times a little bit. Now I'm a 10th off, actually a second off, excuse me,
Coming on the high
from my
side.
best lap. But the car is just nice to drive. It's getting around the track the
Looking
way
low.
it needs to. And it's, you know, just good.
On your rear.
Just good to drive right now.
Now you're clear.
So we get down here into turn number 1 once
Gotta
again.
get back here. Let's get this thing fixed up. Get the hammer ready.
Right around the outside, and you can hear the spotter starting to get whiny about the
Coming on the
engine
outside.
temp again because I'm actually starting to
Clear
run the
right.
car hard here near
Looking
the end
high.
of the stint. But this is the important time to run it hard as we
That's
get
it.
into Vickers, and now Vickers and Hamlin
side's
both
clear.
unlap themselves. It looks like Castro Neves is coming up behind.
We
He's
can do
running in the
this
5th
all
position, which
day.
is
I think
pretty
we got a
crazy
problem,
for
buddy.
him.
Motor looks like it's down on power.
The spotter still continues to whine and whine and whine about the engine. He's just going to have to deal with it right
coming
now. So
low.
we have to make some moves.
Three
There
back,
goes
coming
Castro
high.
Neves unlapping himself. Looks like Kyle Busch is about to
We're all
unlap
torn
himself
up.
as
It's
well.
not over yet. Come on in.
The car is still running.
Looking inside.
It's close though. It's close to
going on the
blowing up, so
inside.
we're going to have to be
That's
careful.
what happens when you run too hard. The motor's damaged.
Yeah, it's blowing up. So we need to
Closing
get
on
in
the
the
bottom.
pits. I'm going to get in the pits.
He's right on you.
Oh, I guess no, we're not. What in the heck was that? Well, we did it again, and probably we're out of the chase. I was about to get in the pits, and I guess not. Oh well. That's
Race
another
over.
DNF.
Race over. Car's wrecked. We really needed to have a clean race today.
That just wasn't your day out
Yeah,
there.
no dip.
But don't let it get you down, man. We just need to work on finishing races and picking up some more points.
Well, there you go. A DNF, and Denny Hamlin won the race. So, that kind of sucks, to be honest with you. But, I guess we'll take a look at the points and see where we ended up. Well, clearly I need to learn from my mistakes, but it doesn't matter anyway because we maintained the top of the points heap because of our win. So ultimately, this race really didn't matter, did it? Eliminated from the chase is Kenseth, Earnhardt, Kane, and Busch. So those guys all out of the chase. We continue on racing. Let's see in the next video where we end.